Welcome to Echoes of the Past, where we uncover the stories behind history's most influential figures. Today we'll explore the life and legacy of Charlemagne, a ruler whose vision not only united Europe, but also set the stage for the birth of modern nations. Charlemagne's reign, spanning from 768 to 814 AD, marks the transformation of Europe. Known as the Father of Europe, he built an empire stretching from the Pyrenees to the Danube, from the North Sea to Italy. But what made him so significant? How did his empire shape modern France and Germany? And what role did the Treaty of Verdun play in this fascinating story? Well, let's find out. Charlemagne, or Charles the Great, inherited the Frankish throne in 768 AD alongside his brother Charlemagne. After Charlemagne's untimely death, Charlemagne consolidated power and embarked on a series of military campaigns to expand his empire. By the end of his reign, Charlemagne had unified most of Western Europe under his rule, bringing together diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. His empire wasn't just about territorial expansion. It was about creating a cohesive society under the banner of Christianity. Charlemagne's crowning as Emperor of the Romans in 800 AD by Pope Leo III was a pivotal moment. This event symbolized the revival of the Roman Empire in the West and established a precedent for cooperation between the church and state. This partnership would dominate European politics for centuries, shaping both governance and religious influence across the continent. Charlemagne wasn't just a conqueror, he was a reformer. During his reign, Europe experienced the Carlovingian Renaissance, a revival of art, education, and religion. Charlemagne established schools, encouraged literacy, and standardized Latin as the language of administration and scholarship. These efforts preserved ancient Roman and Greek texts that might have otherwise been lost. The reforms implemented during this period laid the groundwork for Europe's intellectual and cultural growth. They ensured that knowledge from the past continued to inspire future generations, providing a foundation for later movements like the Renaissance and Enlightenment. The preservation of illuminated manuscripts, advancements in theology, and the establishment of monastic schools were just some of the achievements of this cultural revival. Despite Charlemagne's achievements, the unity he worked so hard to build began to unravel after his death in 814 AD. His empire's vastness posed challenges for his successors, particularly his grandsons. After decades of internal conflict and civil war, the Treaty of Verdun was signed in 843 AD, dividing the Carlovingian Empire among Charlemagne's three grandsons. Charles the Bald received the western portion, which became the precursor to modern France. This region emphasized centralized authority and would evolve into the Kingdom of France. Louis the German was granted the eastern portion, laying the foundation for modern Germany. This area was characterized by a fragmented feudal structure that persisted for centuries. Lothair I, as the eldest, retained the imperial title and received the Middle Kingdom. This region included parts of Italy, the Low Countries, and Burgundy. However, it became a contested area and eventually dissolved into surrounding territories. The Treaty of Verdun was more than just a division of territory. It represented a new way about thinking of governance and identity in Europe. For the first time, the empire was divided along lines that hinted at linguistic and cultural differences, recognition that the Frankish Empire was not a single homogeneous entity. These divisions laid the groundwork for the distinct identities of France and Germany, as well as contested natures of areas like Alsace and Lorraine, which remained points of tension for centuries. The Middle Kingdom under Lothair I was particularly problematic. Stretching from the North Sea to the Low Countries, Burgundy, and northern Italy, this strip of land lacked the cohesion seen in the Western and Eastern kingdoms. Its geographic and cultural diversity made it difficult to govern, and its fragmentation under Lothair's death would lead to its absorption by neighboring powers. This central region became a persistent source of conflict throughout European history, as it included strategic territories that both France and Germany sought to control. The Treaty of Verdun also highlighted the challenges of succession and governance in medieval Europe. The Frankish practice of dividing land among heirs, rooted in Germanic custom, contrasted sharply with the Roman tradition of centralized imperial rule. This cultural clash contributed to the fragmentation of the empire and set a precedent for future conflicts among European rulers. Ultimately, the Treaty of Verdun sought to stabilize the Carlovingian Empire. It marked the beginning of its dissolution. The divisions it created were both practical and symbolic, reflecting the deepening regional, cultural, and political differences that would shape European history for centuries to come. Charlemagne's influence extends far beyond his empire's physical borders. He is remembered as a visionary who sought to unify Europe, promote education, and strengthen the relationship between church and state. His empire's legal and administrative systems influenced the development of governance in medieval Europe, while his promotion of education ensured the survival and dissemination of classical knowledge. The foundations of modern France and Germany can be directly traced to Charlemagne's empire. Furthermore, his emphasis on learning and cultural preservation set the stage for the intellectual movements that followed. Today, Charlemagne is celebrated as a unifying figure whose vision shaped the trajectory of European history. Charlemagne's story is one of unity, division, and enduring influence. His empire may have fractured, but his vision shaped the Europe we know of today. His life is a testament to the power of leadership, the importance of cultural preservation, and the enduring impact of history. If you'd like to learn more about Charlemagne yourself, you can use various websites such as History.com, Britannica, and the World Encyclopedia. These sources help me get the basics of who Charlemagne was and help me format my script for this video. Thank you for joining us on Echoes of the Past. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time as we continue to explore the stories that define our world.